Do you want to make deploying your FastAPI app as easy as running a single command? Today I'll show you how to Dockerize FastAPI app for smooth, fast and reliable deployment in both development and production. Let's dive in and simplify your setup. First I'll move to the terminal and I'll create a directory called FastAPI app. Next I'll switch to this directory and I'll create a Python virtual environment in this same directory within the .vn folder. The environment is created and I'll activate this virtual environment. Next I'll open this same directory inside the VS Code. To build a FastAPI application you need two things. One is the FastAPI library for building the FastAPI application, and the other thing is the uvicorn package which you need to run to serve your FastAPI on a web server. Here I'll create a file called requirements.txt. I'll paste these two packages, one is FastAPI and the other is uvicorn. I'll save these changes. Now I'll switch back to the terminal. Since the virtual environment is already activated, I'll run this pip install -r requirements.txt. This will actually install all the packages from the requirements.txt into this virtual environment. Packages are installed and now I'll switch back to the VS Code, and inside this root directory of the project FastAPI app I'll create a new folder called app. This app folder will actually hold all the source code for the FastAPI application. Inside this app folder I'll create a new file called main.py. This main.py will be an entry point for the FastAPI application when we want to run the FastAPI project. Inside this main.py I'll paste my FastAPI snippet code here, which is from FastAPI import FastAPI. This will actually initialize the FastAPI application using this title and description, and this will assign it to this variable called app, which we will be referring when we want to run our FastAPI project using the uvicorn. And in this project I have just this single endpoint which will be available on the root URL. And this endpoint will actually return this simple JSON response. Let's save these changes, switch back to the terminal. On the terminal I'll run this command uvicorn app.main:app. App is the folder name inside this directory which is holding all the source code for the FastAPI application, and then main is the main.py file which we have created inside the app.py. :app is actually the variable name inside that main.py file. Reload will actually do a hard reloading, so whenever we make a change inside the source code of the FastAPI application, the web server will be automatically reloaded to make the changes effective. The application will be available on port 8080. Now let's run this command. So we can access this application on localhost 8080. So I'll switch back to the browser and I'll visit this localhost 8080, and you can see that response from the root URL endpoint. To Dockerize the FastAPI application, first I'll create a new folder called Docker here, and the Docker folder will actually hold all the Docker related files, including a Dockerfile for the local development and a Dockerfile for the production. Inside this Docker folder I'll create a new file called Dockerfile. Inside this Dockerfile I'll paste this code snippet here. We are using the minimalist version of the Python, which is the Alpine version. Then we are actually setting the working directory to /app. First we are copying the requirements.txt into this /app folder from here. Once we have the requirements.txt, we install all the packages the way we did on our own terminal on the host machine. We are copying the source code from the app folder within this same folder, which includes a main.py file, into the source folder. Inside this app we will have the source folder, and inside the source folder we will have our main.py. Next we are copying the docker entrypoint.sh, which we are going to create right now. Inside this docker folder I'll add a new file called entrypoint.sh. So here I'm seeding into the source folder which we have created here, and we are doing a cd into this folder because this folder includes the main.py file, and then I'm running the uvicorn command main and then :app. Since we have already cd'd into this source folder, that's the reason I'm running main: app instead of app.or/source.main. Next I'm setting the host to the 000 in case we don't pass any host. If we want to run on a custom host, you can pass it from the environment variable. Same goes for the app port, which will be by default 8080, and if we pass any app port from the environment variable, it will be run on that environment variable port. Let's go ahead and create a new file inside this root directory called .env. I'll use this app port environment variable and I'll set it to port 8080. In case you want to modify your app port without going deep into this entrypoint.sh, you can use this environment variable. Now we are almost there to run our Dockerized application. The last thing we need to do is to add a Docker compose file. I'll go to the root directory and I'll add this file called dockercompose.yaml. I'll paste the compose snippet here. Here I'm setting the service name to FastAPI, same to the container name, the image name. I'm just modifying the build context here a little bit since we have moved the Docker file from the root directory inside to this Docker file. Conventionally, most projects will have the Docker file inside this root directory, but since we are going to Dockerize the application for both production and for the development, and we will have separate files for both development and production, that's why I don't want to like overcomplicate the root directory by having all those different files with different names. I'm just like categorizing those files by having it under the Docker folder and the source code under the app folder. The dockercompose.yaml is inside the root directory because we just want to do a Docker compose up from the root directory, and everything should be handled automatically by the Docker compose file. So that's the reason I am passing this custom file path. Ports are set to the app ports. The Docker compose will map the whatever port you have set here to inside the container, which is also the same port. For the volumes, I am mapping this app folder since we want only this FastAPI application source code inside the Docker container, and we don't need all these Docker compose or .env or these Docker files inside the Docker container. I'm just syncing that app folder to the app source. This will be actually automatically do the two-way sync. If you make a change inside your host app folder, it will be automatically mapped into the container app source folder, and the uvicorn server will do actually an auto reload by using the reload command. Next, I'm setting the environment variable file which is available inside this root directory, and it will do the mapping for all the environment variables whatever you have mentioned here. So this completes the development Dockerization for the FastAPI application. It's time to run this Dockerized FastAPI app by switching to the terminal. First, I'll close this existing web servers. Next, I'll run this command docker compose up. And here the Docker compose has started this new service FastAPI app, and inside this container our application is running on port 8080. So if I switch back to the browser and I do reload here, you can see that same message from the FastAPI application. This was all about Dockerizing a FastAPI application for the local development. And now if I switch back to the VS Code and I go to the FastAPI source code inside the main.py, suppose I am setting this message to 2.0, and the moment I save these changes and do a reload, you can see that the changes are immediately effective inside the FastAPI application through Docker compose. Before we Dockerize our FastAPI application for the production, you may be wondering how we install a new Python package into this FastAPI application since the application and the dependencies are inside the container. For that, you need to make sure that your Dockerized FastAPI application is running on this terminal. You need to open a new tab in the same directory. You can run this command docker compose exec and then make it interactive FastAPI app, which is the service name inside the dockercompose.yaml file, and then you can run pip install and whatever your package name is. Suppose I am running pip install requests, and now the Python request package is installed into the Python dependencies inside that FastAPI container. Now let's reuse this same FastAPI application and Dockerize it for the production so we can easily integrate it into the CI/CD pipelines, and we can easily ship and we can easily deploy it to the production. First thing we need to do for the production is I'll switch to the Dockerfile. This Dockerfile and entrypoint.sh is used for the local development. I'll add a new file here called dockerfile.prod. I'll add this code snippet here. This is almost exactly the same script. If you can see here, we are almost reusing those same steps here. The only difference we have here is that I'm adding this no cache dir to the pip install. So every time we are installing the packages from requirement.txt, it will not add that additional caching folder. This way we can actually reduce the Docker image size. But since we don't care about the Docker image size in the development, I'm not adding that that no cache dir flag here. Every time you are rebuilding, pip will actually reuse those packages from the cache folder if they are available inside that cache folder, instead of going to the internet and fetching those packages again. Next, on the production, we are not going to use uvicorn, since uvicorn is good for like local development and maybe some small application with a light traffic on the production. But if you have like an enterprise grade project, or if you have many concurrent requests to be served by the FastAPI, you need to use Gunicorn, which is also recommended by the FastAPI. Here I have this gunicorn.config file, and I also have a separate entrypoint.prod.sh. Now let's go ahead and create these two files. So I'll switch to the root directory and I'll add this file called gunicorn.conf.py. Gunicorn accept configuration in the .ini file, I think in the JSON as well, but I mostly prefer to write all this configuration in the Python script, so that's easily manageable, and we can even import other libraries and we can do like dynamic stuff inside the configuration. I'm adding this code snippet here. First, I'm importing multiprocessing to use multiprocessing based on how many CPU cores you have, and here I'm binding the web application to 000, so it will be available on the local host or any other address from the host machine. This is the recommended approach for the multiprocessing to spin up the number of workers. We are getting the number of CPUs by using the multiprocessing module, and then we are multiplying it to 2. So if you have an 8 core CPU, it will be multiplied with the 2. It will make it like 16 processes plus 1. When you run your web application using Gunicorn, there will be 17 processes up and ready to serve your traffic. You can increase this number, but this is the recommended approach by the Gunicorn. So you can go through all these commands. Here I'm setting this maximum request to 1000. The timeout of the request is 30. We need one last file called entrypoint.prod.sh. I'm just printing this message, and then I'm running Gunicorn instead of the uvicorn. With the Gunicorn, I'm not passing all these flags this way as we pass to the uvicorn, but since we have this configuration file gunicorn.config, I'm just passing that file. Now our files are ready and we are good to start testing the production Dockerize FastAPI application. So I'll switch to the terminal, and from inside this project root directory, I'll run this command docker build, which will actually build the Docker image, and it will tag it with the FastAPI prod name, and then it will look for the file inside this Docker folder. I'll run this command. The Docker image is built, and now we are good to start run this application by using the docker run command. I am here referring to that same tagged image, FastAPI app prod. Inside the container, the app is running on port 80, and from the host machine, I'll map it to port 8081. So here you can see that the Gunicorn is spinning up all these workers, and since I have 20 cores CPU and it's multiplying it with the 2, and it's making around like 40 plus workers. So now if I switch to the browser, access the application on localhost 8081, you can see the application is available on port 8081, and if I switch back to the Dockerized development version, I can access the application on localhost 8080. One last thing I wanted to show you here is that all these worker processes from the Gunicorn, you can see here on my Ubuntu machine, all these processes are ready to serve your application traffic. You can control these number of workers by using the Gunicorn configuration file based on how much traffic your application has. When you make a change to the source code, it will not be immediately reflective inside the production Docker container, because we are not mounting any volumes between the host machine and the production Docker container. And just to revise, we have this source code inside the app folder with just this single file main.py, which has this single entry point. Inside the Docker, we have separate files for development and production with its respective entry point also. For the production, we are using Gunicorn based on all these configuration to serve concurrent traffic. For the local development, we are using uvicorn to start our FastAPI application. Using the docker compose.yaml file, we are actually building the Docker image for local development by referencing that Dockerfile inside the Docker folder.